So Tom, this actually is a product that we could have done on one of our tried and tested, couldn't we? Because this has been around since, I reckon, before you were born.
I'm going to say it could be as old as you, this actually.
No, it's not that old. Preston Innovation Slip Elastic. Now, what an old stalwart of a product that still is as good as it, is as relevant now and used as widely as ever, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's one of them things. It stood the test of time. When I first started fishing, it's what I was told to put in my top kits, and I've tried other ones. I've tried some MIDI elastic. I've tried some Zim stuff from abroad in the past. I've gone back to that. That is the original slip, and in my opinion, it's the best.
Now, tell me, I mean, there is a sort of, I've seen this used in many different things. I remember there was a stage where people were doubling it up to use for carp and F1 and things like that. But generally, I mean, the scene the picture that you see when you think of slip is natural venues, rivers, lakes, canals, skimmer fishing, things like that, isn't it? That's where I know it's got a range right up through it's got stronger lengths and what have you that, but I think that's where I think of this elastic as being at home.
I think it's it's worth clarifying. I'm only really talking about it up to a number 8. I've used a black 8 in Holland quite a few times. I did when I was younger, when I was young and tight, that is, used to use the bigger sizes for carp, and it was all right. But to be honest, hand on heart, for carp now, it's a hollow or hybrid elastic for me, or one of the.
Just to reiterate, when you said when you were young and tight, has age changed that? Because I've not seen evidence of it.
Well, you do slacken off a bit as you get older, Dave. It's only natural.
Your wallet doesn't, I know that much. So no, it is. It's like say, it's just like and I remember using this like when we used to fish the Monmouth to Brecon Canal, and we used to fish squats right up against the far bank, and I used it in the number 2, and that was beautiful as well. Different thing, but 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s. The yellow 6 is.
It's what we're using today,
and for those, I mean, some people, perhaps who've come into angling, perhaps wouldn't even be aware of it if they're just fish brought up in the hollow era.
Yeah.
But this has its place, and it's a solid, it's slip elastic, so it's got lubricant within it. I don't know how that. You'll tell me the technical side of that. Is it just coated?
Impregnated, maybe? Something like that. I don't know.
I don't know about impregnation processes, but yes, that's why it's called slip elastic, and it generally does, doesn't it? It performs very well. You can put it in those sort of micro bore top kits, and and have it through a very sort of a very tapered top kit, and it slides. It doesn't hang out the end as long as it's tensioned properly.
I'm going to chuck one into the mix here, pal.
Okay, go on.
One thing I have noticed with it, and it's still, as I say, is by far and away my favourite for any kind of light silverfish work, but I've definitely noticed the 5 over the last 12 months, the one you've got there, seems heavier than it ever did before. Like, I'm now, for my skimmer fishing at Allcroft, using a 4. I spoke to a couple of other people, good anglers who use it, and I've said, what do you think? And they agree. They say it's definitely got a little bit heavier, the 5. So I suppose it's only natural as they source the latex from wherever they source it from. The grades will differ slightly, but 4's the new 5 for me, Dave.
Or is it that the fish you're catching have got smaller?
I don't think so.
No, I beg to differ. But all in all, just like I say, just a tried and tested, an absolute stalwart of the elastics, and I don't see it changing. It's never going to, it hasn't changed in 20 years, and I think it'll still be, if we have this conversation in 10, 20 years' time, I think it'll still be there.
Well, my match kits have got number 1s in. So they're about as long as they get, Daiwa kits with the number 1 in, and I can do 2 top kits off 1 spool, which costs $2.99 from the shop. So
which suits your northern route.
Absolutely, less than £1.50 a top kit.
Fantastic.
So we're going to leave you folks with some thoughts from our friend Vinny at Wickersley Angling on this Preston original slip elastic.
We're talking about elastics. Elastics come and go. Some new kids on block, your new hybrids and stuff like that. But time and time again, people ask me for an elastic recommendation, and I walk back and I get a £2.99 Preston slip elastic. It's been around for years, it's brilliant, it does what it should.